CTV News at 5 with Marina Moore and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Anishinaabe police are looking for the public's help in identifying a man who reportedly attempted to lure a child into a vehicle at a Garden River First Nation campground. The incident happened on Tuesday night at Bells Point Beach Campground. According to police, a vehicle was spotted driving past an area a number of times before stopping near a girl on a bicycle. The man reportedly tried to lure her when a witness intervened and he drove off. He's being described as male, approximately 30, wearing a black turban and driving a late model white sedan, possibly a Saturn. Turning now to our first check on weather. It's been a lovely summer day for most of northeastern Ontario. So how long will it last? Everyone wants to know. And for that answer, we go to CTV's Tony Rima.
Thanks for that, Marina. And good evening, everyone. Beautiful day today. Tomorrow should be pretty nice, too. Your first weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership by going to getcaa.ca. And on our forecast radar, clear skies for the most part. Tomorrow, though, Timmins, you could experience a few showers or two. And then things are going to, well, get a little bit more unsettled Friday morning, and then after some thunderstorms also rolling through. More weather details later in the show. Marina.
All right, thank you, Tony. Now to a note for drivers. OPP have closed the south lane on Highway 11 near Temagami near Spruce Drive due to a collision. Details are limited, but the crash involved 2 passenger vehicles, according to police. We'll have more on that closure as the updates are made available. Meanwhile, provincial police have arrested one person after a series of suspicious bushfires near Iron Bridge last night. Police say 10 small fires were deliberately set on both sides of Melville Road. Fire crews spotted a man along the road and police investigated. The 27-year-old from Sutton, Quebec, was found on a nearby trail and was arrested and charged with arson. Lawyers representing Sault Ste. Marie MPP Chris Scott will have 3 more months for consultation. Scott was charged with 2 counts of assault in September of last year. At a hearing this morning, Scott's lawyers asked for the extension to allow for ongoing discussions that could resolve the case without a trial. The judge granted the request. The case will return to court on October 28th. 3 men have been arrested in connection to the incident that caused a shelter-in-place order in Kashechewan First Nation yesterday. UCCM Anishinaabe police posting on social media saying they were called to Balsam Street area for a weapons complaint. 2 men from the Toronto area face multiple charges related to drug trafficking, harassment, and weapons. A 3rd man from Ottawa was also arrested and charged with failing to comply with a release order. A follow-up now to a story we brought you last night, and a light at the end of a 7-month-long tunnel. Families are heading home to Kashechewan First Nation starting Friday. CTV's Eric Tashner spoke with the First Nation's executive director and has this update.
There's a sense of relief for the about 1,700 evacuated residents of Kashechewan First Nation who have the green light to head back home in the coming days.
Community is kind of excited and also kind of emotional at the same time.
The latest water test results have come back free of cryptosporidium and other harmful contaminants.
That's the news that we've been waiting for so long.
Most of the community's 2,300 residents have been living out of hotels across Ontario, including in Niagara Falls, Kingston, Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing. Evacuees will start returning home as early as Friday. But the bulk of the process is expected to start August 4th and last about 10 days, 7 months after declaring a state of emergency due to unsafe drinking water.
We're assuming that there's going to be 4 flights available each day to send people home.
Official test results confirmed between 60 and 90 people were sick with the microscopic parasite since the start of the water crisis, but that figure could be much higher. The First Nation says the water treatment system needed major repairs and upgrades throughout the summer. However, the pumps for the UV system were damaged during the repairs. Those are expected to be fixed over the weekend. The entire evacuation cost, Wesley estimates, is pegged between $100 and $150 million.
We didn't understand the extent of the situation that we were in and just the work that was needed to repair everything.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
And CTV News reached out to Indigenous Services Canada for a comment yesterday. They have yet to provide a statement. Time now for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Tony has your full weather forecast. For now, let's take a live look at conditions in Sudbury, where it's been the kind of weather you wish to have on the weekend, of course, with those blue skies, warm temperatures. Will it stick around? We'll tell you. That's coming up.
Welcome back, everyone. Now your main weather on our forecast radar map. You see pockets of activity in through northwestern Ontario, but for the most part, clear skies, maybe a few clouds. And then after that, things are going to be, well, pretty nice, especially into Thursday, except for Timmins. There's a chance of rain, and this system here is going to encroach in our area, and as a result, creating a bit of unsettled conditions. Friday, though, that's when the rain comes. Here's a sense of the temperatures out there. Should be 24 or 25 degrees Celsius as a daytime high across the broadcast region, and depending upon where you live, things are higher and, of course, lower. But take a look at this. Here's the pause. 30 degrees in Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow evening. It's going to be a hot one. And factor in the humidity, it'll feel much warmer than that. Let's take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Here it comes. Yes, tomorrow. Sudbury, Nickel Belt, beautiful clear skies, 27 degrees. And as the system rolls through on Friday, 40% chance of rain on Saturday, a soggy day in store. On Sunday, well, a mix of sun and cloud, and Monday looks beautiful. Holiday Monday, 27 degrees. As we head on over to Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, 28 degrees, clear skies. Then the clouds roll in. There's a chance of rain that spills over into Saturday. On Sunday, beautiful sunshine, spot on temperature-wise this time of year for the Sioux. In through Monday, well, beautiful clear skies, 26. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, it's going to start off nice, and then the clouds are going to roll in. It'll be on the warm side. Saturday, the temperature drops, but the rain sticks around. We get clearing Sunday. Monday, 28 degrees. Above seasonal, should be 25. For Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, beautiful sunshine. Again, the temperature above seasonal, but unsettled. On Saturday, more rain on the way. We get clearing in through Sunday, and Monday looks good, folks. As we head on over now, our final 5-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing tomorrow. Sunshine, 26 degrees, same temperature on Friday, but increasing cloud cover and a chance of rain. More precipitation in store on Saturday. Sunday, overcast, 23. Monday, a mix of sun and cloud, 26. Should be 25 this time of year for North Bay, West Nipissing. Marina, it's back over to you.
Thank you for that, Tony. A Sault Ste. Marie man is sounding the alarm after his 94-year-old father spent days in a hospital hallway. CTV's Corey Nordstrom tells us more.
94-year-old Walter Tchaikovsky was admitted to the Sioux Area Hospital last Monday morning and spent more than 3 days waiting for a room in a hallway. His son, Mike, is up in arms over the experience.
I know it broke him because, you know, he did come out and says, just let me die, you know, and you don't want to hear your father say that.
Released at the beginning of the week, the cancer patient who was suffering a urinary tract infection said the experience felt like it lasted for weeks.
I said, well, if that's the only place we have for a person right now, it's filled up maybe or something else, maybe tomorrow they'll move me somewhere else. That day comes, never comes.
Hospital officials say the hallway is not where they want to be placing patients, but notes that there are 2 wards occupied by patients that would be better suited for a long-term care home, and there's a strain across the system.
We've had high occupancy that's been sustained throughout the last flu season and into the prolonged spring and extended respiratory season.
So far this year, 10% of patients at the Sioux Area Hospital are waiting more than 49 hours for a bed. Hospital officials say their goal is to reduce that figure to 35 hours. They also add that there is no cap on the amount of time a patient can wait in an emergency department hallway.
We look at the acuity, the patient care needs, and any other environmental needs like isolation precautions. If all being equal, for sure, we look at things like mobility, frailty, that sort of thing, and get patients up to a bed in that way.
I really think that, with our elderly, especially, we should be taking care of them better. They should never be in a hallway that long. Now, he wasn't the only person in the hallway either.
Tchaikovsky doesn't blame the Sioux Area Hospital directly, but believes this is proof that the entire system is failing people who need health care. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Cadillac Mines will soon be ramping up its geotechnical and environmental work across McGarry Township, east of Kirkland Lake. According to officials, it follows the diamond drilling program earlier this year. They say some sites are close to homes, but that they remain committed to addressing concerns directly. Residents can expect to see excavators, drill rigs, support vehicles, open test pits, and ground monitoring wells from now through September. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Sudbury Classic Cruisers are back. Plus, Indigenous youth gather in Sudbury to learn about science, technology, engineering, and math. An update now for drivers. Police say Highway 11 is now open in both directions in the Temagami area following that collision we mentioned earlier. Former NHLer and Sudbury native Ron Duguay is in hospital. Duguay's family announced in February the hockey legend is battling stage 4 colon cancer. In a recent social media post, his daughter Shay Thomas provided an update on her father's condition, saying he fainted on July 24th and was taken to hospital. She says on top of the cancer in his liver and treatments to battle the disease, Duguay is now suffering a bleeding ulcer in his stomach. Duguay played for the Sudbury Wolves before being drafted to the NHL. The pool at the Archie Dillon Sportsplex in Timmins will be closed for annual maintenance starting August 1st. The shutdown will last until September 8th. The month-long closure allows crews to complete required maintenance on the equipment and the facility. This year, the city says contractors will be adding a rock wall to the Sportsplex while the pool is closed. Indigenous youth from across Northern Ontario and one student all the way from Saskatchewan are in Sudbury this week for a camp focused on science, technology, engineering, and math. CTV's Amanda Hicks caught up with the group today.
Students gather around an electric vehicle at Laurentian University in Sudbury. For some, it's their first time ever seeing one in person.
It's really cool. It's very revolutionary because it's the future. And so that's really good because climate change is happening and global warming.
It's all part of the Outland Youth Employment Program, or OYEP. The 6-week paid internship began in Timmins and includes 3 days of STEM-focused learning in Sudbury. High school students ages 16 to 18 get a crash course in everything from mining and the environment to skilled trades.
The mining industry right now is in need of new talent to join in different roles. You know, it's not just engineering, geology, but there's a lot of roles in environment and business, health and safety, social license, labor studies, trades, obviously. And so the goal is to expose as many youth as possible to these different career possibilities so that we help fill that talent gap in the industry.
This program is something that I wish was available to me when I was younger. The amount of opportunities they can access from it, they get 10 certifications, sometimes even more. They can get 2 high school co-op credits. And yeah, meeting partners here, just a huge step in the door for them.
In total, there are 21 students here from 9 different Indigenous communities, including Temiskaming, Moose Cree, and Nipissing First Nations.
I actually love it. Nice experience to meet new people, learn new things.
For Tyler Wesley, the program is also a welcome reprieve. Wesley hasn't returned to his home in Kashechewan First Nation since an evacuation order was issued back in January.
It's great. I've learned about Sudbury's history and learned about mining. Also learned about some other money stuff and other cool stuff.
Before wrapping up their time in Sudbury on Friday, the students will take tours of mining company Epiroc Thursday to get a first-hand look at mining technology. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
When we return, Tony sits down with a local author from the Soo who's gone from children's books to more sensitive topics. You're watching First at 5.
An author from Sault Ste. Marie is hard at work. Sarah Tessier has written 7 books in just 3 or 4 years. Is she working on another one? To tell us more, let's bring in Sarah. She's in the Soo. Hi there, Sarah. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yes, I am working on another one. I don't want to say much about it yet because I've just began and I haven't contacted some people that I want to talk to yet. And my first 4 books are about pollinators because I realize pollinators are endangered. And we need pollinators because 1 out of every 3 bites of food that we consume is because of pollinators. So I thought that was pretty important and I wanted to call attention to that. So.
And your first few books, they're geared toward children, are they not?
Yes, they are. They're illustrated children's stories. And every book also contains a page or pages of actual facts about the pollinator. So they're educational also. And I've already been over to a school and did a reading of my book, and I went to a library and did a reading of some of my books. So I'm having a lot of fun promoting them.
Well, it sounds like it. You've kind of headed, though, down a dark path, have you not? Tell us quickly about your books and why you switched gears.
Well, I did the pollinator books for children, and then I started to think, you know, I wanted to write an adult book. So I wrote a story about a young lady who escapes a unhealthy and potentially dangerous relationship. And it's called Escape in a Boxcar. And then I wrote the sequel. I thought I have to write the sequel about how her life is going 2 years later. And Escape in a Boxcar begins in Toronto in 1962, because I thought I wanted that year or one of those years because it was easier back then because we didn't have all the technology that we have. So she can't let anyone know where she's going or her plans. So she hops into a boxcar of a train and kind of becomes a hobo.
Sarah, very quickly, so you transition from children's books to intimate partner violence and a more serious topic. What was that transition like for you? How do you switch gears like that so quickly?
Well, about a year had passed since my last book, and I don't know, I'd heard a lot about it, and I talked to different women, and I actually knew some women who were involved in relationships like that. So I thought, well, I want to write a story about how one young woman escapes.
Sarah, thanks so much for your time. All the best.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sarah Tessier joined us from Sault Ste. Marie. To see more of our authors and our Northern Book Club, head to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca.
Our first community close-up takes us to Sudbury, and save your appetite this weekend because Poutine Fest is back. The annual festival will be held July 31st to August 2nd at the Grace Hartman Amphitheatre at Bell Park. Admission is free, but organizers say there will be a donations tent on site to help local charities. Visit sudburypoutinefest.ca for a list of food vendors and also the bands that will be taking the stage, which include tributes to Alice Cooper, Stevie Nicks, and Blue Rodeo, plus many other local acts. Next, we're off to Hanmer, and Lisa Grande says while she was out watering her flowers, she saw some movement and went to investigate. She discovered these cuties snuggled under one of her shrubs. An important reminder to keep a close eye in your yard to make sure bunnies aren't disturbed or hurt. Thank you, Lisa. And finally, let's take a look at some gorgeous bee bombs that Raymond Bourgeois is growing in her backyard in Swastika. She says she feels cheerful and in awe when she walks out to admire her colorful flowers. Thank you for sharing the good feelings, good vibes, Raymond. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. Please include your name, location, and a short description. Sudbury Classic Cruisers' 33rd annual car show is coming back to Coppercliff. The group is kicking things off on Saturday with its 3rd annual poker run, followed by the Classic Car Show on the 2nd. CTV's Madison Merrier joined organizers just outside of our station, who gave her a sneak peek of what to expect at the car show on the weekend.
I'm here with Sean O'Brien with the Sudbury Classic Cruisers, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about what's happening here on the 1st and 2nd of August.
Yes, the 1st is the poker run. The 2nd is our big car event where we're going to have bounce houses for kids. We got 47 vendors. We got 5 food trucks. We got bus painting for kids. It's open to everything. And then we also have the Hot Wheels track for kids. They can win some prizes, valve cover races. So yeah, it's more family oriented than just cars again.
That sounds great. And so there are so many cars that are coming here. How many people do you have estimated to come? I mean, you guys have been in the community for over 33 years, or for 33 years now, sorry.
Last year we had close to 400 cars, so we're hoping to top that or even get more this year. So it all depends how the weather plays, and yeah, we're hoping to have a really good turnout again this year.
Perfect. And so you guys brought some cars with you here today. How many cars are you expecting to be at the show right now? Are we going to see any Fast and Furious style cars, or cars maybe older than me?
See a lot of cars older than you and me, and this Jeff standing beside me. So yeah, it'll be all different makes, models, whatever you think of, it will be there.
Beyond the love of cars, you guys also have a strong love of community, and every year you're working with a local partner, a charity, to donate some of your earnings to. So can you talk to me about who was chosen this year?
This year it was Angela with Independent Living, because they help in the community. They help people, find jobs, and it's great that it stays in the community. So yeah, so we're glad we partnered up with them again this year.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for being here and showing us all of these amazing cars. I cannot wait until the 1st and 2nd of August just to see them in person with so many more community members.
Can't wait to see you there, and thank you.
Well, I'll have to stop by with my little guys. They will love that for sure. Thanks for that, Madison. That was CTV's Madison Merrier reporting from Sudbury. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, though, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.